pattern. 1 0 minus 1, then 1 0 minus 1, then 1 0 minus 1 later on x9 also, correct? And this is 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. Okay. So now can you give me the subsequence? Can you give me convergence subsequence, I should ask? Do you see they are having a period of 3? So you may select the first one. Suppose x1 को मैंने select किया. Since I want convergent, so ये constant sequence है. So I want the next term to be the same thing, 1 and minus 1. So I can take this one, correct? So next one will be कौन सा रहेगा ये? Yeah, did I make some mistake here? Four will be this one. Huh. Yeah. This will be 0. Correct. And next. Okay, so I have to just see that false. Yeah. And what about fifth one? It will be 1, na? Minus 1. It will be minus 1, correct? And what about 6? It will be again 0. 7, it will be 1. No, 7, it will be minus 1. Yeah. I'm just, yeah. Yes. It is 1. Then it is 0. And what about this? 7? It will be 7 pi by 2. So it will be minus 1. And next it is 0. So 1 0 is in between, correct? So what about x4? X4 is 0. So it is 1 0 minus 1 0, again 1 0 minus 1 0, something like this, correct? So do we have to see a pattern here. x5, it will be minus 1, na? This term. Minus 1 raised to 5, so it will be minus 1, correct? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So do we see some pattern? 1 minus 1. Where does it repeating 1 minus 1 again? It is in x5. Do we have anything else? 1 minus 1. What about x9? X9 means it will be sine 9 pi by 2. Correct? So sine 9 pi by 2. It will be 1, na? And what about this? Minus 1. Correct? So this is 9. So do you see some pattern? x1, x5, x9? Yes. No, x8 may actually it should be 1, huh? Since it is x8 now, so it will be minus 1 raised to 8. Sorry, I think I should have seen this earlier. Here it will be minus 1. Here it is 1. Sorry. Yeah. When you are having even number, then it will be 1. And when you are having odd, it will be minus 1. So this is minus 1, 1 or minus 1. So x3 will be minus 1, huh? Correct? I should have seen that. Sorry, yeah. 1. Then again minus 1, 1, minus 1. It is alternate 1 minus 1, correct? because here you are not having any odd multiple of pi by 2. You are only having n pi, so that is minus 1 1. Yes. Okay, so can you give me a subsequence? Your subsequence terms start from x1, x5, x9. Correct. So do you observe some pattern? Can you write in general x n from 159? That is in arithmetic progression. Can you write it? Yes, how will you solve this? 1, 5, 9, so on. Can you give me the value of Tn? Okay, so you're telling final answer 2n plus 1. Okay, if I put n equal to 1, then it won't work, no? It is giving me 3 also. If I take 4n plus 1, then correct. But it is starting from 1. I don't want starting from 1. I won't start. It is starting from 5. N equal to 1 put kiya, so it will give me 5. But I want it from starting from 1. So you just do the E plus n minus 1 into D. So what is your A here? A is 1 plus what is n minus 1 and what is D? D is what is difference? That is 4. So answer will be 4n. This is 1 minus 4, na? It will be minus 3, correct? So can I write this as x4 m minus 3? Actually we are using m, so I'll use this one, correct? So put the values. If you put m equal to 1, you are having x1. M equal to 2, then it is 8 minus 3, that is 5. M equal to 3, 12 minus 3, that is 9. Yeah, so this is working. So this is one of the subsequence where x4m minus 3, this converges to whom? 1 comma minus 1, correct? Similarly you can give me some another subsequence. If you take x2, x6 and x10, that will also give me a subsequence, something like this, x3, x7, and that this will, and 0 to 1. So for that x4, x8 and x12, that will form a subsequence. They are constant. Okay, yeah. So if somebody asks about subsequence, then this is how you should see. You should first see how they are forming, what are the pattern. If you observe the pattern, then that's it. Okay. Yeah, is that okay? Shall we go ahead? This was all about sequences in RN. Now let us do the next part. Scalar fields. Okay, so what are the scalar fields? Let us see. Let S is subset of Rn be a non-empty open subset of Rn. Open subset of Rn. A function S to R is a function with domain, or a function is called, a function this type is called a scalar field. Why do you call this as a scalar field? Or you because the output you are taking input from Rn and you are giving output as a scalar, as a number, correct? So this is called scalar field. Similarly you will be having a vector field. In that vector field you are taking from n inputs and you are giving one output, that is or a k output, something like that. So you are having this type of input and giving me only one output. So this is scalar field. But if you are having n types of input and in the function, this is your function like a machine, and it is also giving me some type of output that is more than one, then this is vector field. Correct? Yeah. Okay. So now we have seen how does that function, and let me take a real life example. uh, the pressure, for example. The pressure at a point in a room. So room. Let us take the function as pressure at a point in a room. This is a scalar valued quantity. Why it is scalar? Because it depends on three coordinates, correct? It depends on three coordinates and the value will be your pressure. That's why it is scalar valued quantity. You can see. Because the pressure at a point, it is determined by all the three coordinates. If I say here, so it determined by x, y, z. So your pressure will be, you can say it is function of x, y, z, and the answer will be a real number, a number. How much pressure you are applying to that. So this is a you can say physical part of the example of this. Okay. Now once you are having the function, what next we have to see? You have to see limit. Limit of a scalar field, scalar valued function or scalar field. Valued function. Okay, what do you mean by that? First of all, what do you mean by that? That is limit x tending to e, f of x is equal to L. But you should consider x and e कहाँ पे है? Your input of the function is Rn, correct? F is S, where S is subset of Rn to R, something like this. Okay. So do you remember how we have defined the limit का definition कैसा था अपना? Epsilon delta definition of limit. Can somebody tell me? Yes. Yes, Yukta, can you do the epsilon delta definition? Yes, Yukta, can you hear me? Okay. Payal, can you give epsilon delta definition for limit of a function? Okay. Alright, for every epsilon positive, बोलो, there exists delta positive satisfying x minus. Will it be mod or norm? Because your you should understand your x and e कहाँ पे है? It is in Rn, correct? So x is not a value, it is a coordinate, and e is also a coordinate, and you have seen that उसमें हम लोग mod को norm लिखते हैं, correct? Do you agree? Yes. Implies, what should it imply? Yes, very nice. Very nice. This will be mod because your function value is codomain is in R. So it will be mod of f of x minus L that is less than epsilon. Very nice. Correct? And if you write this in that form, that means for all epsilon positive, the first bracket will be there exists delta positive such that you should write norm of x minus e less than delta, again a bracket having that condition mod of f of x minus L that is less than epsilon. Yeah, this is how also you can write, or whatever you feel comfortable you can write that. Then, if you want you can put a bracket here also, no issue. Okay. So do you see some difference here? जो हम लोग ने पहले लिमिट का डेफिनेशन लिया था and ये they are almost same. Do we have just changes is that वहाँ पे ये x minus a word mod of x minus a, here we are having norm of x minus a. Okay. Now my question is that suppose ये scalar नहीं होता vector valued होता, can you still give me the definition in the same format? Can you do you see changes क्या होता? Yes, anyone? Shribangi? वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस, गुड. बिकॉज हाँ इसके लिए नॉर्म होता, मे बी ये आर एम होता, मे बी डिफरेंट कोऑर्डिनेट होता, देन यू शुड मेंशन ये नॉर्म ओवर एम है, देयर आर एम कोऑर्डिनेट और एन कोऑर्डिनेट, सॉरी एन कोऑर्डिनेट, एंड हियर इट विल बी norm, it will be m coordinate. Nice. And definition is still same, correct? Nice. So once I told you the definition is same, so you should ask, sir, what about the properties? Whether the properties is also going to be same? And that is the answer is yes. The properties whatever we are having for limit, that is sum of two. If f is converging, if I say limit of function f is L, limit of g of x that is m, then their addition will be L plus m. Multiplication, see multiplication in this case you can you have to make sure that how do you define multiplication here, because you are having coordinate, correct? So you should first ask, whenever somebody say that can you do the multiplication, then you should ask how do you define multiplication here, whether it is inner product or something. That is first question you should ask. So once you are clear with that, then if you see multiplication is dot product, then you can easily say that answer will be L dot m, correct? And yeah, okay, let us take some example first. Let us take f from R2 to R defined by f of x comma y that is equal to, say, x sine 1 upon y plus y cos 1 upon x. For x comma y that is not equal to 0 comma 0, and the second case it is 0 otherwise. So this is your function. The question is find this limit x comma y tending to 0 0 f of x y if exist. Okay, so what is your guess whether limit exists? Because we can prove this by using epsilon delta definition, but epsilon delta definition के लिए you have to just give me L first. That means you have to just guess L. What is your guess? Where will this converge to? Where what will be the limit of this function if exist? Yes. What do you think the limit of this will be? Anybody? Think about this function, and if you are having x and y going towards 0 0, then what can you say about this function? Where does this will go? Yes, any idea? Any guesses? Atharv? Kanchan? Any guesses? What do you think the limit will be? No, I am just asking to guess. I'm not asking you to prove whether. I just want to say a number. Tell me a number. Try to observe. Sine and cos जब भी आया तो we have only one inequality for that. That is sine and cos का value is always less than equal to 1, correct? So I know this guy will be always less than equal to 1. This guy is also less than equal to 1. So I'll be bound by mod x and mod y. But since x and y going towards 0, so mod x and mod y, that will also go to 0. So that should be my guess, correct? That means I should try to prove. So I'll write, will prove this. Limit x comma y going 0 0 f of xy that is equal to 0. This is what I want to prove, because I just saw this guy is less than equal to 1 and this guy is also less than equal to 1. So x and y are dominant character here, correct? So x will be survive and y will also be survive, but since x and y going to 0 0, so this will be 0 and 0, so answer will be 0. So this is what I should prove now, correct? So how will you prove? अभी proof करना है. Now I am having limit का value 0. This is my claim. So how will you prove? How will you start? For given, बोलो, for all epsilon positive, or you should write for given epsilon. For given epsilon positive, what is the next step? What should I write? Since I am solving a problem, correct? So I should write to find delta positive satisfying what is the condition? X minus e must be less than delta. But what is your norm of x minus a? Your a is 0 here. I hope that is okay to you. So that is same as x minus a. I'll just write. I'll finish the definition. You should have f of x comma y minus 0, that is less than epsilon, correct? But what is this thing? You can take x as x comma y. I should have, हाँ यहाँ पे मैं x comma y लिखता हूँ because मैंने इसको लिखा है, तो it is better to write in that format. It should be norm of x comma y minus 0 comma 0, that is less than delta, imply this, correct? So what is this thing? That means you are having this root of x square plus y square, that is less than delta, that is less than delta. So you are having this. So what is our consideration part? Consider क्या करते थे हम लोग? You will be considering this, correct? Mod of f of x comma y minus 0. So what is your f of x comma y? X sine 1 upon y plus y cos 1 upon x, correct? Now what should I do? Can I use triangle inequality here? This will be less than mod of x sine 1 upon y plus mod of y cos 1 upon x. Correct? What next? This is again less than mod x into sin 1 upon y. Correct? Plus mod y into mod of cos 1 upon x. What next? Can somebody tell me what is the next step? What should I do now? Yes, Neha. What should I do next? Perfect, very nice. Because this is always less than equal to 1. This is also less than equal to 1. So this will be less than equal to mod x plus mod y. Correct? Can you relate this thing with your this? You are having this square root of x square plus y square, that is less than delta. I have already told you ये mod x है तो क्या करने का इसको? Can I write this x square and can I write this as y square? Okay, now you should answer. अभी क्या करूँ? Yes, can I relate with this now? So look at this term. Is this term less than equal to this term? That means at the place of this, can I write this? X square plus y square, because I am putting less than equal to, so that is quite okay. I am putting a positive number, I am putting square of a number which is positive, and that's it. At the place of this also, can I write this? Do you agree? Tell me fast.